Happy Easter everyone, and this is the start of Fire Doomcaster projects. Today on How To, I will be teaching you how to create a scenic base. Now for a lot of models, painting them is all well and good, but then if you just put them on a very basic base like my lovely Razor Dawn here, which is one of my earlier models. Yes, he has a few tufts of grass on to make him stand out, but he just looks fairly average. Having a really cool scenic base will make your model stand out. And now you don't have to buy very expensive plastic scenic bases, or you could, they are very amazing, the ones I've seen. The issue is that some people don't have the money, so one of the easiest and more creative things to do to make it more your own is to make your own scenic base. And I've got some cheap and easy tactics for you to do so. If I reach into my little box of supplies, what you need, corkboard. Now corkboard comes in sheets like this. You can get them online. I personally got from my local game store. And they come, this was about £2 a sheet. Online you'll find them cheaper, but you'll pay exactly the same amount in postage, so it really doesn't matter. We've got the corkboard. You'll need your PVA glue. Here's mine. I have way more in this. This is just an example. You need PVA glue. You'll need a bucket of rocks. I love my bucket of rocks, and yeah, this is one of the Games Workshop buckets of rocks. This is fairly old, so I don't think they do this particular one anymore, and what's in there wasn't the original stuff to begin with. This is just stuff I have in general. So without further ado, I shall start making the scenic base. First thing you do, apply the glue, and only do this if you can fake you know what you're doing, like I am. So if I put that on there, so it kind of looks like one of those little biscuits with the ice cream stuff on. Swirl around. You can use a spatula for this. I have it. I'm just lazy. And then start attaching bits and pieces. So that's one large fragment on there. And then you break up everything else. So that gets broken up. You can add little bits and pieces. I recommend just sticking however you like. To try to take into consideration how the model actually suits the base. And there you go. A partially done scenic base, like a cliff face. Hello again, Denzians of YouTube. It's been a couple of days since my last introductory video. I'm going to do a little bit better now, as I've actually got a plan now of what I want to do. So basically I've got a bunch of these bases, and in true Art Attack fashion I'm going to have a what I made earlier stance. So first of all, this is the blackened crispy, not crispy, I didn't set fire to it, base. It's just been sprayed with, I don't use the Chaos Black spray, I use this stuff, if I get in front of the screen, Army Painter. If anything, it gives the same effect. It's matte. I prefer matte finish, if I'm honest, because it's easier to paint on. Also, it just smells better, so you get high rather than, well, if you get high with both of them, but this one will make you high and not make you gag, so better all around. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is quickly give you an idea of exactly what sort of levels to paint with. So I've got a brush here, of course. It's just general layering brush. I start off with a layer of Skaven Blight Dinge, if I can get that central. Yep, Skaven Blight Dinge. Just add a bit of water to your brush. You don't want to make it too heavy, because of course this is only the first layer. You can give it a good coat to start off with. I don't know just how much you're able to see, but this is going to be some basic idea. So just completely cover. You do not have to be neat with this at all, because this is just a start. Like, as long as not a single bit of black is showing, then you can keep progressing further. Right, now, with Art Attack, I will channel Neil Buchanan, and here's the one I made earlier. This one, it literally only has a little bit of grey on. I've just allowed it to dry, just so I can show you the next step, and that is dry brushing. So I've started off with Skaven Blight Dinge. I'm now moving on to Dawnstone. So I'm sure you've seen this in a million paint tutorials. You just get a little bit on your dry brush. This is a brand new dry brush that I've never used because I used my dry brushes until they die. And I just had to throw out my last one. So essentially, go to town, like attack it. So again, this bit doesn't have to look neat because it is, focus, is literally the very start of the next layer. And then moving on to another one I made earlier, we have this one, which has Skaven Blight Dinge and then dry brush Dawnstone. And the next bit of dry brushing needs to be, let's see, White Scar. So it might be somewhat extreme leveling here. Like anyone else might want to do heavy, like more tonal shades, things like that. But now this is literally just a quick and basic tutorial. Oh, did I just wiped off all the paint? That you need only wipe off some of it. You don't wipe off all of it. This is just a very basic, quick tutorial on just very simple basing designs that you can give your models just to give them a little bit of an uplift. But yeah, just additional, you literally just want to dry brush the edges. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how much you can properly see, but yeah, you just want to get the edges with this because you don't want to go completely to town. Only very light dry brushing, because then it looks like weathered stone that way. It's a lot nicer. Right, okay. There we go. In a jiffy, you've got, focus, a pile of rocks. Nice for a model to stand on. But yeah, next after that, it's literally a little bit of whatever. So you can add, let's see, a tiny bit of grass. Actually into shot. So a little bit of grass will do. Oh, if I open that up, this grass definitely, I think I described in the last video, this definitely isn't the original grass I used to have. I've got my pre-prepared pot of PVA. Trust me, this is literally a tiny bit. I've got so much of this stuff for other projects, and you only need to add a little bit of PVA glue. And into frame, please. There we go. So I'm looking up and looking down at the same time. It's never a good idea. That's gonna be tricky. Right, a minute. I have my sculpting tool. This will work. Get a little bit of glue on there. You do not need much. Remember that, like, I recommend you wait for the paint to dry, but I am impatient, so I am not. So this could end up very badly. So a tiny bit of glue here and there. Just to add a little bit of grass. Just in some tiny bits and pieces. Just to add a little bit of interest. So I recommend hanging it over as you add the grass. Let's see, a little bit there. Little bit there. There we go. Do not sneeze when pots are open, because then you will create a mess that no vacuum cleaner will ever be able to pick up for a good 3 years. But yeah, there's a little bit of grass added to it. Adds a little bit of depth to the model. And then, because I have mainly lizard men at the moment, I am going to be adding something that's really cheap to buy. And that literally you can get this any fish store, any pet store, any place that sells fish or fish related items will sell stuff like this. Really easy, you don't have to do anything with it. I've got more. Hold on, let me get my garlands of fish product. All this stuff you can just buy for cheap at a fish store, and they just add so much to your model. I think I will choose, not the one I had before, but where on earth am, there are my clippers. A bit of this might actually go quite nicely, so I just very easily, with your Games Workshop branded clippers or any clippers you see fit, snip a little bit off. So that's the very top of it. And then I am going to add it with a little bit of PVA glue. Again, all the PVA in the world. Let's see. Add a tiny bit just into a corner, little nook and cranny. then that can go there. Normally I would use super glue, however I am out of super glue and completely forgot to get more. But there we have it. Oop, focus. Focus. Focus, thank you. Oh, no. There you go. Your basic Scenic base that you can stick any model on. Here is a model I made earlier, but oh, nope, stay. Again, wait for your scenery to dry before adding any models to it. It will help you in the long run. If I put that down on its little bit there and then alter that, give you an idea really. But yeah, then you can put any model. I'll show you later. I'll put up a photo of it once it's done. Or I can stick a Scenic base picture, generic one I made earlier. But yeah, that's pretty much a Scenic base. Really doesn't take long. All you need is a little bit of corkboard, a pile of rocks, tufts of grass, and some black paint or spray, whichever you prefer. And then just your basic grays and whites, and then you can add the color with stuff that you can just buy from a store. I mean, you can go full hog and paint your plants and things like that, but if you really just want to have a very quick, fast army that you need to get done ASAP, don't bother with that. These look just as good, and they'll make your models look fantastic on the field. Another thing I recommend as well, that once you've finished your base and it's all dry, just line the bases with the color. So the edge of the bases, here's just one. That edge there, they never look great when it's all scraggy paint across it. It's just, makes the model look unfinished. Oopsie, nearly broke something. I'd recommend lining it with either black or whatever color you want to use. Back in the 90s they used to use goblin green, as many older players will probably remember that hideous color. But yeah, a lot of current editions of books use browns, like oh gosh, I can't actually remember the name of brown, but I used to call it graveyard earth. That's an old name. Or anything. Personally, I just prefer using black. It just brings out the model when there's something dark with it. But yeah, again, that's not sticking. One interesting thing about fish products that do not use plastic glue, it will not work, because there's such a hectic plastic coating on these things already. Yeah, it just won't stick. It'll just peel, because they have to be waterproof, of course. It's a fish plant. But yeah, anyway, that was my tutorial on a very basic Scenic base. Oh gosh, I have to whore myself out now. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and do whatever. Please let me know anything else you want to see, Warhammer related, or just model related in general. I do have a couple of nice videos planned. It's great to be back on YouTube actually doing something. Older subscribers will know that I've actually been on YouTube for a while now. But yeah, just comment with anything you'd like to see me work on. Any more ideas I could turn into videos would be lovely. I do have about 8 videos, well, I say planned, not quite planned, more just ideas. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the basic Scenic tutorial base video, and yeah, have a good night, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.